Two mates, one obsession, cars. We're here to talk, drive, and occasionally bin it in the name of automotive passion. From dream garages to the latest car news, this is the Ditch Finders Podcast.
Right, so I'll let you go for it, Joe, because this has kind of been you leading this pod, this Goodwood special pod, if you will.
Yes. So we are on the Tuesday of Goodwood Festival of Speed week. You will notice a slightly different setup. We are on some form of webcam, and we have another bloke on the other end.
Another bloke. A random intruder.
By the name of Luke. He is my brother. I've spoke about him before. Last year we went, me, Tom, Luke, and our other friend Jake, who has also been on the channel before, to Goodwood Festival of Speed. This year it's me, Tom, and Luke. We were gonna do a bit of a preview episode, so we thought, why not get Luke involved as we are going with it. So Luke, welcome to the podcast.
Did
Thank
Joe
you,
have
gents.
to ask you, or did you listen to the pod and hear us calling out
I
for you?
listened to the pod. He did send me a little text saying you might want to listen to the podcast, and there it was. I think 26 minutes in, my call up, everything that
Nice.
I've been waiting for. So here we are. We're good to go. I'm looking forward to another scorcher at Goodwood Festival of Speed this weekend. I
looking
think
good.
it's going to be up in the 30s, and should be another good laugh.
It should. It really should. Last year, it was actually one of the highlights of the year for me. That day,
it was
at Goodwood.
It was a big day, wasn't
I mean, I got married last year, and it's still,
it? Yeah.
it's still like,
Careful what you say.
it's still
Amy,
up
turn it
there.
off now.
Yeah. Speaking of people listening to podcasts, Amy listened randomly to one of the episodes, and it's the one where you apologise to Amy and Beth for getting the M2 and then being the catalyst for me and Jay getting cars, which you thought was quite amusing.
Doesn't miss a beat.
No,
Yeah.
no, not at all. Right, should we jump straight into what is effectively a Goodwood special, a Goodwood preview special? I haven't actually seen any content for the last couple of days.
No. I mean, I think first of all, Luke, I think you should introduce yourself as a car enthusiast. Where did it start? What do you drive? And go from there. First.
Absolutely. Well, Joe, as you very kindly introduced me as most famously your brother, brother of Joe Hawkins from the
Claim to
Ditch
fame.
Finders. Exactly. Always been a car fan. I think you've always been the bigger fan out of the two of us, but certainly we've always had lots of good times chatting about cars and dream car garages. And I think the main one is probably playing video games, right? I mean, like the three of us have played Forza over the years and Gran Turismo and everything else. So always been a fanboy, always been a BMW M-Power fanboy as well. So that's very much been my manufacturer of choice. I live in London, well, just outside London. So what that did mean is, when I turned 18 and then through to 21, moved to London, I didn't need a car because we've got the joys of the London Underground. So actually, up until very recently, I haven't had the experience of owning my own car, which kind of sucked. And, on the third-party insurance of mum and dad's car over the years, everything from the Renault Megane to a Vauxhall Astra, all of the exotics.
Nice.
But this time last year, I think I took the plunge. You came with me and picked up a BMW 125D M Sport 2014 plate. It's a twin scroll turbo. You boys know your engines better than I do, but it's pretty punchy. I think it does 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds. And to be honest, around here, it's about as much as you need. I think any more than that, I'm getting myself in a lot of trouble. So always been a car fan. Big fan of the pod, of course. And very much enjoying my 1.5 years ownership of my 125D. I think we've got plans to scale up in the future. It's probably going to be another BMW, to be honest.
You're going to buy the M2 off me?
Possibly. We've talked about it. I mean, It's not even mates rates, it's sibling rates, right? Nice and cheap.
It's like there's a premium tax on top of that.
Yeah, it's actually more.
Exactly. But I mean, very much just
We've lost
love
him.
cars.
There he is. He's back.
love riding in the passenger seats. And Joe, I was lucky to go out in your M2 for a drive the other week, which was insane, and just reminded me why I love cars and I love everything about them. So yeah, happy to be here today and talking about Goodwood.
Nice intro, mate. It's like you've done this before.
It's definitely more professional than us.
Yeah, way more professional.
I felt like showing us up.
I felt like I was on one of your work calls then, Luke. It was very
Absolutely.
good.
Well, I'm trying not to go too corporate. Keep this one chill. We've got to
keep it casual.
So yeah,
yeah. It's funny, like how when you're being recorded, your whole demeanor changes. I think we've kind of got over that, me and you, a bit now.
Yeah, but it does take a bit of getting used to.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for your introduction. So yeah, onto the subject of Goodwood. What are we most excited for? I've got a bit of a list of some of the debuts and cars to expect. What are we most excited to see?
What we're most excited to see? If there's the range of Paganis again, the Huayra Evo R.
Man.
I creamed myself over that, and that I had dreams about many nights after. It was
Wet
just
dreams.
Yeah, it's just
it's a safe space.
Oh, mate, it was unbelievable. There's nothing that is quite stuck with me like the sound of that car.
That was mega. Yeah, I think we can all resonate with that one, can't we?
Yeah, that was. I remember stood there by the hillclimb last year. I think actually the first time it came past, we didn't see what it was, and obviously all day we'd been hearing cars, and they were incredibly loud and various different tones. And then this one car came past, and we were like, "What the fuck was that?" I mean, literally, like it vibrated every single part of your body, and it was one of those where it was almost like you can't quite believe something that's engineering and combustion can create a noise like that. So. That was one of the standout moments for me. I think was the three of us walking and being like, "What on God's earth was that? That's just gone up the hill." So yeah, very excited to see that one again for sure. And then one that I had picked out, at least looking through the list earlier, is there's a couple more Gordon Murrays coming this year. So I know the T50S is going to be there. I think revs out to 12,000 RPM. Which
I think that
again,
was there last year. Yeah.
Was the same one last year.
It might have even been a prototype car last year.
Yeah, maybe this year's production. And then the other one I saw was the Gordon Murray S1LM, which is the close replica for the McLaren F1. Which,
that's actually
again,
my
is gonna be insane.
The is it S1 GTR? I think they might have did a version of.
Yeah,
that's my screensaver on my laptop because it's just that good looking.
I can't wait.
It looks insane.
I know the GMs are all about the noise, but I can't wait to see that one.
Yes.
I mean, just from a design point of view.
I actually noticed as well when I was doing a quick bit of research earlier, apparently they're making 5 S1 LMs, and the same bloke has bought all 5 of them. So
yeah,
that's mega.
And he's sold one of them at auction. I think it was the record price for a new car at auction. It was like $20 million or something.
It was something crazy.
So bear in mind that I think they were probably I was talking to the guys at work because we work quite close with them. He was saying that, I mean, the price of them each was like somewhere between 3 or 4 million, which is absurd. So he's paid off his other 4 cars just by selling one of them. I mean, if that's not good business, I don't know
what a genius.
He'll probably sell the 5 of these for about, I don't know, 100 million.
Yeah, it'd be like 100 million pounds
easily.
Yeah. I mean, those are probably going to climb up towards the 20 mil range over the years. So
if that
just a good investment. That's it. Just a good investment.
Hey.
Good investment.
Fair play. Good. Yeah, I would agree with both of those. Yeah, I wouldn't. I think for me, Goodwood's like it's all about the noise, isn't it? And the hypercars.
It's rare you get the same opportunity elsewhere to see that many cars, but see them actually moving. Because you can go to loads of car shows and you can see them in halls and you can see them static, but to actually see certain cars that it's very rare that you see move.
Yeah, and to be so close to them because only over time you're really going to see them is at a racetrack behind a massive fence. Where you're literally behind a hay bale.
One of the highlights of last year that I think we're going to struggle to replicate was when the marshals cocked up and let us on to cross there's obviously certain parts of the track where you can actually cross at periods of time, and they messed up and they let us past or to start going across, and they were like, "Oh shit, there's a load of F1 cars coming down," and then they just stopped us. They just froze us on the grass on the track, and to see some of the drivers come down and be that close to some of the cars, like Schumacher's 2005 Ferrari, was just mind blowing.
We were just in
I mean,
no man's land, weren't we?
It was a bit nuts.
They weren't holding back as well. They were like wheels spinning up, coming down the road. I was like, the chances of them coming off and wiping us all out. But I mean, it's a pretty good way to go in my eyes. Yeah, I got wiped out
I can think of worse ways.
I'll be in a wheelchair for
2004
that.
Ferrari V12 F1 car.
It's a good story for your kids, isn't it?
Yeah.
But again, I think it's one of those like only at Goodwood moments. I know that wasn't supposed to happen, and I think some marshals probably got a pretty good kicking at the end of that day. But normally firstly you'd have to rewind the clock 20 years. You'd probably be at the fence at Silverstone, a good 80, 100 meters away, and we were literally like 5 meters away, and it was pretty much blew my eardrums out when the V12s came past. So it's just one of those events where things just happen around you, things just crop up, things that you didn't expect to see. Looking for whatever that moment is going to be this year. Hopefully we get something similar.
I've just remembered that's such a good point in terms of every day at Goodwood, every year, something happens.
There's some event, isn't there? There's some occasion, there's some drama.
Every time. Do you remember when we got there? I'm pretty sure it was this time round last year. We got there and then one of those electric Fords had like set a hay bale on fire.
Yeah, there's sparks off the floor.
Yeah. Like you just got there, there's like hay bale on fire. I was like, okay.
What?
So
I got ourselves into.
I don't know how the safety gets signed off.
I'm quite interested to see how it feels this time, because obviously it's an amazing event, but now it being the second time that we've been, and last time was just like when you're a child and you go into like the biggest arcade in the world, it's just so much, there's so much noise and lights and stuff to look at, and it's quite a lot to take in. We were there for just one day. This time we've got a bit of a better idea of how it works, where things are. It'd be interesting to see how it differs, whether we can actually take a bit more in this time, because we've kind of bounced around and it was amazing, but it was just taking so much in. It'd be interesting to see if it feels
We
different.
can maybe prioritize a bit this time, maybe. Yeah.
It's just like it's sensory overload, isn't it? When you first get there,
Big time.
there's toys everywhere, there's noises, there's the red arrows coming over your head. Good knows what else going on. So I think when you first arrived, and suddenly, I mean, Joe, when did we go?
Yeah.
That was the only other time we'd been. And we had a great time, but again, just couldn't quite comprehend how much there was to do there. And I think last year was the same. It was, should we let's just walk 5 minutes up the hill to go and see the off-road and the rally stage. And it was like 45 minutes later, and we were literally panting out of breath at the top of the hill.
Yeah.
So again, exactly. It's things like that where I'm like, we now know kind of how to attack it, which areas to prioritize, which areas maybe not to go to. I think this year, one of the things we should look at the night before is the timetable. They always run over the timetable by like half an hour plus, but I think it would be good to be like, we want to be in this area for this batch of cars, because whether it's just after the corner where they accelerate, whether it's by the start line, because I think there were maybe a few last year where we were up on top of the hill and then we missed like a really good batch coming up. So it's one of the, I mean, as much as you want to just be able to go out there and relax and enjoy it, especially for us when we're only there for like one day, I think going with a bit of an action plan is going to be pretty critical. The thing I'm most worried about is missing our alarms in the morning after watching England at the pub the night before.
You're not wrong. That is actually an element that we have to consider.
Yeah. We're going on the Sunday, by the way, if no one worked out. Speaking of being there for one day, this is my confession. I am now going with work on Thursday.
Are you?
So, but don't worry, it's probably just going to be like networking and going to the stands. So I don't think I'm actually going to see a whole lot of them.
This is where we get a video of him going up in the hill in a Gordon Murray T50.
That's quite often what happens. I know one of my old colleagues, she worked for an events company who are she was working on the Ferrari stand last year. Do you remember we met her outside and she was there like, I went up in a rally car, and like her job was, just working on the stand. And it was like, they just gave me a helmet and took me up the hills. Joe, you'll be there in your blazer and shirt going up in the Pagani or something similar. So
I think I'll be as persuasive as her about getting in a car. In truth, I'm not quite as attractive, but
talk your way into it.
You'll already be sat in the car that we're telling you to get out, so they can put some pretty girl in it.
Go on, mate.
Sorry, mate. We've changed our mind.
Hopefully, I'll get some access to like the McLaren hospitality and stuff, because we've got a lot of clients there. So hopefully there'll be some good access I can get. But like I say, hopefully it's just, I half didn't want to go because I wanted it to feel special at the same time as you guys. And I think it will, because like I say, it's just going to be talking to people away from the track most of the time. So
different experience. Yeah.
But
I think
it's so much better than being in the office. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah, 100%. I think that brings us on to like another point, which we noticed last year, was the hospitality and like coming onto the stands. I know there were a few brands that were like very open, come in, walk around. And then there were others, like Ferrari and stuff. And it was like, if you haven't bought a car off us, you're not allowed to step a single inch onto this patio.
Yeah,
so
that was
I'll be
wild.
interested to see if they're adopting the similar kind of mindset this year. I think there were a few manufacturers that stood out as a little bit snobby and a bit snooty and a bit sort of, reserved for the exclusiveness, even though they've got a massive square meter stand and hardly anyone on it. So again, it'd be interesting just to see this year which brands are more welcoming, which ones are more closed off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do remember that last year. It was definitely a mix in terms of the exhibitors.
Yeah. It sounds sad, but the stand design in itself is quite exciting to me.
No, I completely agree.
It's just like a cock swing contest, isn't it, really? Like they're all just trying to one-up each other. They bring a new stand most years. So we'll have to do like a little rating, but worst the best.
It's funny. I've actually got a question to ask you guys later that somewhat relates to that. So I'll keep it in the back pocket. But as it's an interesting topic.
Yeah. And as a minimum, I'm going to get onto the BMW app so we can get on the BMW stand, because they got a great view of the track.
Well, I can get us on the, it's the same stand. I'll say the Mini. Bring the Countryman.
Yeah. Go on, you're going to have to tell us the story.
Yeah,
now.
so tell us about this. Why are you in the Mini Countryman instead of your Beamer?
So my car got reversed into about a week and a half ago. So you know what it's like? It's like seeing your baby get like beaten up. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're so used to seeing it all pristine. And I'd say even though mine's 10 plus years old, it's in like really great condition. Bodywork was perfect. Long story short, I was at home, had the windows open. I heard this massive crunch. Next thing I heard the doorbell, and I just knew. It's just like that heart sinking feeling. Massive dent in the side of it, possibly needs a new door and wing. So dropped it off at the garage today and picked up a Mini Countryman, 2025 Mini Countryman. Joe, maybe in post editing, you can bring up a picture of the one I sent you. It's from the outside, it's a nice car. It's a bit big. It's definitely more designed for families, and it's pretty much just me and my girlfriend whizzing around in it. So not quite fit for purpose. But the reason I bring it up is there's a button inside which says experiences, and it's the driving modes. And I thought, okay, it'll probably have, eco, comfort, and then maybe sport. Started going through these modes, mate, that car's got everything. It's got go-kart mode, and it drops to red and black everything. It brings up a G-force monitor, even though it takes like 7-8 seconds to get to 0 to 60. But like it also changed the sound. So all of a sudden it was playing this like dance music. You go like a few down and there's a timeless mode, and all the dials turn into like an old Audemars Piguet watch, and then like the music's like classical. There was one that was like calm mode, and it was like soft driving style, and it put on like yoga meditation music. So I mean it was hilarious. It must have been like 11-12 modes, and we were just having a great time just flicking through them and seeing what it had to offer. So we've got the Countryman for as long as it takes them to finish my BMW off. But
really?
Do you think that's a bit of a gimmick that you
back.
use once and then you never use again if you actually own that car?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was just like, this is not necessary. 3 modes, 4 modes at most, but it gave me a good laugh earlier. But what I would say is the steering feel on these modern cars is horrible. I mean, it's like a video game. I could literally with one finger do like a full turn, and you feel so disconnected from the road. It's like I'm turning in and I can't feel any resistance. I don't want anything that's completely drilled to the road where I have to really yank the wheel. But I mean, this is literally, it's like,
it's so numb, isn't it? It's so numb.
It's so numb. It's so disconnected. The car's got no character. So yeah, I've driven a few hire cars over recent years, and they all have the same feel. I had a Jeep Renegade, I think, last year in Italy, and that was again the same. It's like playing a video game in real life, but it's not what we get cars for. So yeah,
but you get any small mass production car, again, similar thing with hire cars. You have an Hyundai i10, you have a Fiat 500, you have any of these cars, they've got zero personality, zero feel. I mean, hot hatches and little hatch, not even necessarily hot ones, still used to have character. and driving character and style, and all of that is gone, and it's just so numb and boring.
Yeah. Is a Tesla like that steering wise?
No, the Tesla's got some weight, and you can actually choose out of 3 steering weights. It's a bit of a weird steering weight and feel. I think because it's got this automation where it can drive itself. It's not organic. It doesn't feel like a hydraulic steering setup. It definitely feels more electronic, but it's still got feel. But because the tires are so big and it's such a heavy car, you get resistance, but you don't get feel, if that makes sense. It feels really heavy, and there's a strange point where the steering is not necessarily linear. So depending on your steering weight, it doesn't necessarily make it heavier, but it changes how much input you need to turn, and that's quite strange. That's quite
quick side note. I'm assuming you've watched the W1 videos.
Yes,
the dynamic debuts. Have you watched any of those, Luke?
McLaren.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of things. I think I saw the Chris Harris one.
Yeah.
It looks insanely quick.
Mate, does look unbelievable. That's got hydraulic steering. I don't know whether this is more common than I thought, but I feel like that's very rare these days.
It is.
And I think that's really cool.
Really cool. Yeah. There's loads
I
about
think
it.
we're seeing some manufacturers kind of roll it back a little bit, right? Even already on this kind of fully electric program, you're already seeing some manufacturers dial it back, which I think is music to all of our ears.
But they're kind of bringing back some more interesting engines as well, that'd be Aston Martin or Ferrari. They're still playing with V12s and V8s. And what I'd like to see now is that translate into normal cars. So your Boxsters and your Caymans and your Z4s, get manual transmissions back, get hydraulic steering, get a bit more character and feel, or more exotic engines that aren't just 4-pot 2 litres that have just got no soul whatsoever. It'd be quite nice to see that roll back. So it's not just in the £250,000, £500,000 hypercars and supercars.
There's a lot of work being done with gated manuals. So like replicating the feeling of a manual. So they've just announced that I'm going to butcher this again. 12 cylindry. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Manual. So that's like a synthetic manual.
Okay.
So I mean, at least they're trying. Obviously, you get a lot of people that are like, it's not real manual, but at least they're trying.
Yeah, I like it.
So yeah, there's a lot going on with that. But anyway, back to Goodwood. I've got a bit of a list of some of the debuts. Do you want me to zoom through that?
Yes, please. Let's do it.
I'm sure there'll be plenty that we already know about, but it's always worth knowing. So going through the list, no particular order. A110 Mule. This is like the prototype of the next A110.
Is this a big electric horrible thing?
I think it's electric. No, it's going to be a similar shape to the old A110.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be electric, or at least 2 powertrain variants. But I am very interested to see how that looks.
You were quite interested in one of those, so
yeah. The A110 has pretty outstanding reviews.
It does.
What are you saying, Luke?
I know you boys struggle with it, but just for me, anything fully electric, even if it looks great, I just can't get excited. It just doesn't do it for me.
A prime example of how it doesn't work, especially at a place like Goodwood, is when Hyundai tried to create a Ioniq 6 drift extreme version of a car, and it could barely drift. It was just tragic. The noise was awful, and it was just like, you've really done yourself and the entire car world a disservice there.
Especially when they chuck it between all these like Japanese twin turbo V6s.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone just kind of always looks at each other. It's a bit awkward, isn't it?
Do you know what it was? It was sad. It was really sad to watch.
Yeah, it's pretty painful.
Tumbleweed.
Yeah. Renault 5, I know we're just talking about EVs, but this is quite cool. The Renault 5 Turbo 3E.
Yeah, I want to see that, because that is rapid.
Dynamic debut. Yeah.
That is rapid. That's going to be cool.
That looks crazy.
That's one of the few electric cars I'll make an exception for. Like that, I think when we first saw it, I mean, it's pretty punchy, the design is pretty bold and out there, but when I first saw that, I was like, that's cool. And I've seen a lot of, and it's not the SEs, but I've seen a lot of them on the road now, the kind of standard production
They're
model.
a really smart looking car.
1890.
Yeah.
And the Renault 5.
Things.
Yeah. I think they're cool cars. I mean, we've just completely gone against that point we just made, but anyway. So from Aston Martin, we've got the DB12S, Vantage S, DBX S, and Valhalla. Have we seen the Valhalla yet? We've seen one on the road, haven't
We have. I'm sure one went up the hill
I'm
yeah,
sure
last
last
year.
year.
we? Yeah,
Valkyrie definitely did.
Yeah, I think you're right. BMW celebrating 40 years of the M3. They've got the M Concept Neue Klasse UK debut. That'll just be static, I assume, but we'll see if it goes up. I know you're not interested in that, Tom. M3 Tour, M3 Touring 24 hours track car. I'm really excited to see that.
That's cool. Is that based on the new model?
So I think it might have already stopped competing, but it competed in like some GT3 competition this year. You know, like GT3 cars. They did a M3 touring version. I mean, just the thought of that is just fantastic. But yeah, it looks so cool.
Just back to the Neue, is it Neue Klasse? How you say it?
Neue Klasse. Yeah.
Neue Klasse. I'm reserving judgment till I've seen it in person. I think when I first saw the video, I think Joe, you were more on board with it than the rest of us were.
Yeah.
I also just want to, what's going on in the back seats with that bar behind the front seats? I mean, there's just a few interesting things I want to see in person and be like, how does that actually look? And the big ducts on the back. Yeah, I'd be interested to go and take a little walk around that in person and see what I actually think.
I think the thing that surprises me
polarizing.
the most about BMW at the moment is the rate in which they're moving. If you look at like the previous 30 years of BMW, there's like quite a clear and gradual change in design, in technology, in their flow and movement through their range. And then it got to like the G series, everything went out the window. They started to produce things like the XM and certain weird electric cars, and all seemed really quite confused. And this just seems like another leap again into the unknown. It's just a lot.
You've seen the new X5?
No,
it's not good. Not good.
I haven't seen. I'm going to Google that right now.
Search it right now. Live review. Go on, Tom. Search it.
BMW X5 2027 model.
That'll be it. Yeah.
Oh, it's got that little grill and just as a BMW fanboy like you boys, I just can't.
The X headlights as well. That's not good.
And the steering wheel looks like upside down. Oh my!
Apparently, you can change the headlights in the settings in terms of how they look.
Oh, that steering wheel's disgusting. I don't like the screens either. There's not a lot I like about that.
I've always thought the X5 is a very good looking car, even the G Series one. But that's a far cry.
Oh, God.
Yeah, fat
L. In more positive news, Lamborghini have unveiled the Urus SE Performante. Tom doesn't care about performance SUVs. I remember that now.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or has the Urus been around for fucking ever now?
Yeah, it hasn't really had much of an update.
It had a facelift in the SE, I believe. But it feels like, obviously, generally cars have a facelift halfway through anyway, but it's been around for like 12 years.
Any guesses for when it came out?
I guess it's probably 2015, 16.
I'll go 2016.
I guess it's had about 10 years.
Unveiled 2017 and officially went on sale 2018. So it's not actually that long.
Right, fair enough.
But it's still quite a long model year if you think about it, for modern cars now. I mean, you used to have 10-year production. Land Rover still do, to be fair. Like there will be a new Land Rover Discovery at some point, and that's been like a 10-year cycle, and usually is. So
yeah,
Land Rover is kind of the exception nowadays, but usually it's like 4 or 5 years, and they're not doing the facelift, they're just doing an entire new lineup. Which the development of that must
be fair, of all brands, I think Lamborghini have one of the longest model runs, don't they?
Yeah, especially for their big flagship V12s.
For the V12s, yeah, they're always so long. Bentley Super Sports, so that's based on the Continental.
I saw one this morning.
Really?
I saw one on the road this morning, liveried up. The lot, it was massive wing. It was the most ridiculous and awesome thing I've seen.
Wow.
I've always liked those. I like the shape of them, even just the normal Continentals. I've always thought if I want like a 2-door classy car, I've always thought the Continental is like a really nice shape. And then they've done that newer version. I mean, sometimes if they do those in like Batmobile spec and it's all blacked out and stuff, they can look really, really quite aggressive actually. So yeah, excited to see that. That's always a car I've been a massive fan of.
Continental GTS as well. So don't have too much information on that, but that will also be there. And also the new Flying Spur. And they've just announced the name of their first EV. I think it's called like Torsal or Torcal,
Okay.
based on a view or a mountain or something in Spain.
Okay.
Don't know. Ferrari celebrating 20 years of the XX program. This is exciting. So they're going to have the Ferrari FXX, which is the Enzo track car, and they're going to have the FXXK Evo, which I'm pretty sure was there last year, which is the LaFerrari track car. So we're always going to welcome
going up the hill?
those.
Oh,
Oof.
yes.
Mate,
Talk to me.
I'm keen for that Enzo.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be raw.
Nice.
F80, we saw that last year. 849 Testarossa, not that bothered.
No, I've actually seen one in the wild.
Mm.
And yeah, I was kind of like, what is that when I first saw it? And it didn't really do a huge amount for me. It was cool. It was Ferrari, but it doesn't have the same effects like some of the older Ferraris.
Yeah. And then last one is on my list anyway, is the McMurtry Spearling Pure. So this is a new McMurtry, like a facelift of their car. I know we don't really care about the design of it, but some of the stats were just unbelievable. 0 to 60 in 1.55 seconds.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's probably going to do the hill record this year, right?
It could do,
Is it
actually, yeah.
is it the old one that holds the record, or did that get topped by that Supervan
Don't-
last year?
Yeah, I think
Supervan might have taken it.
Superman might have it. 1,000 horsepower rear wheel drive. It has 2,000 kilograms of downforce from 0 miles an hour.
Oh my God.
It's outrageous.
And it's £1 million.
It is actually the McMurtry Spearling.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah. In 2022.
It's still got the record.
I don't think they've ran it competitively for a little while, have they?
Well, it was set in 2022 and they did it in 39.08 seconds. So I reckon they're going to smash that.
Mate.
It's like if Stuart Little could have a hypercar, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I had a couple, which Joe, you hadn't mentioned, which I
Fire.
had picked out. First was the Audi Nuvolari,
Yeah.
the new V8, which most people seem to hate when it got announced. In terms of design, I actually kind of liked it a little bit.
Is this the boxy looking R8?
the really boxy one? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's going to be on the stand. I don't know if it's going up the hill, but V8 revs out to 10,000 RPM. I think it looks relatively
So I'm guessing
good.
that's the twin turbo V8 in the Temerario.
Must be.
Yes, I believe so, yeah. Built
Yeah.
on the same platform.
And I
Yeah.
think it's going to be a car that looks even better in person.
I agree. I'm
Yeah.
not convinced from pictures, but it's one of those cars that you got to see in person for a lot.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Open to be proved wrong. Build Your Dreams will have the Denza sports car. Come on, boys. Let's get
Hey,
excited
yo.
about that one.
That was
Hey, yo.
another thing that surprised me last year was the size of some of the car manufacturer stands. Like, was it Dacia that had just like the biggest stand you've ever seen in your life? And you're just like, what?
Hey, Dacia are doing bits.
Yeah.
That's for cooking. Let them cook. Hennessy Venom F5M.
Yeah, I heard about this.
2,000 brake horsepower manual gearbox.
America.
So, yeah, that
I
could
think
be
that's
insane.
probably going to do about as good as America in the World Cup.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
Crash
want to
and
money. You wouldn't want to money shift that, would you?
burn. I always remember, was it Forza Horizon? Every Forza Horizon, there's like a car which everyone gets, and it's like the quickest car.
Yeah.
Like
The first
completely
Forza
breaks the
Horizon.
game. Was it the first? I remember it was. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe it was
in
like the first and the
America.
second.
And-
And it was like get the Hennessy Venom, and it was like next level. You could like dial it up to like 300 and something miles an hour. It was insane.
Why did everybody have it in yellow?
Yeah. I think that was the launch colour of the old one. Must have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It was like the quickest accelerating car, like above 100 miles an hour on the game.
Yeah, it was insane. Be interesting to see what this one's like. Another one I saw was the Honda Super N. Again, Joe, you're gonna have to bring a picture up on the pod. Honda Super N, Super Dash N. Looks
think I've
sick. When I
seen
first saw it, the first thing I thought of was Tokyo Drift when the side character has that green car with the with the
Hulk.
fur on the bonnet, the Hulk car.
Yeah.
It's like a modern day Hulk car from Tokyo.
It's like a cube, isn't it? Like a Nissan Cube.
It's like a Nissan Cube had a baby with a Honda E.
on steroids.
Mate, why body though?
Yeah.
Do you know what
I
I mean?
actually quite
Cook
like
it.
the inside as well. Like it's almost got like an old school 911 dash.
That could be highlight of the year.
Highlight of the year, absolutely. Couple of others, quick fire these. The Jaguar Type 01. So I believe still going to be in some kind of horrible camouflage, so we're not going to see like the final copy of it. But we'll get to see that boat in person, see what that looks like. Lexus LFA concept, apparently it's going to be there, the new LFA
Okay.
Electric, right?
concept car. I
A
think
beautiful car,
fully
then.
electric.
Mm.
But yeah, in terms of design, I remember I was like, when the design came out, or at least the render, thought it looked awesome. And then I think, Joe, you got all of the others. Oh, I saw Range Rover were doing their first EV. Great.
That'll do well. That'll do really well.
That'll be a
that'll-
good car, to be fair.
But I think you were saying last week, Tom, I think on the pod, that like SUVs are designed for that EV comfortable waft over bumps, cruise around the countryside type experience. So I think that will do pretty well. So we shall see.
I've got a few hypothetical questions, if you will, that will probably lead us quite nicely onto the Dream Car Garage. But before that, we've had kind of bits where we've broken out of Goodwood. Shall I tell you about my story in Spain?
Oh, yeah, please.
So we try and get across to Spain as much as we can. My grandparents are out there and they're old and who knows how long they're going to be around for. So we try and get out and see them as much as possible, and it's really, really good to see them. We've got an old Volvo XC90 that we keep at the airport that gets delivered when we arrive, and it's a clapped out 2005. It's done like 380,000 kilometers. But we've got about 15-20 minute drive on a track after an hour and a bit's drive from the airport up the mountains into the valley. So it's a super rugged track, really off-road, and it does it really, really well. And it meant that we had a cheap vehicle that we can get to and from the airport. That's all it needed to do. We were going over there because it actually failed its ITV, which is effectively a Spanish MOT, when we were last over in March, and we needed to take new brake shoes and pads over and replace the rear brakes on there. That's the only thing it failed on. It should have failed on a million other things. The engine's trying to fall out constantly, so we've got to change all 5 mounts. There's loads. So we just took 2 empty suitcases full of car parts, like carry-ons, to go and fix this car and get it sorted. And we picked it up from the airport, and it didn't help that everything was going wrong. So we sat on the runway for 2.5 hours because French air traffic control had gone on strike, so we couldn't fly.
Shock.
Standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that 2.5 hours later, we're still sat on the runway. We finally push off. And so we don't arrive till like 2:30 in the morning. We're knackered. We get the car. That actually goes fairly smoothly. And there's a point where you come off the motorway about an hour into the trip, and there's a Shell garage. And we thought, tell you what, because there's nothing at the house, we haven't been there since March, we'll use our fluent Spanish through the window at the Shell in Spain, and we'll ask for just some bread and milk so we can at least have a coffee in the morning and a slice of toast, whatever. So we get that, and we're thinking, great, used our Spanish, we're on to a winner. We just got to get back to the villa now. It's half an hour. And there's steam coming out the bonnet. There's this like grey sludge just dripping from the bottom of the front bumper. And we're like, what is that? What is going on here?
Is this just you and Amy?
This is just me and Dad.
Oh, you and your dad.
This is me and my dad, right? And so we lift the bonnet, there's steam, and essentially the coolant expansion tank that should just have pink coolant in it was just overflowing with oil. and the whole thing had gotten so hot, and it had obviously only just happened because we'd not long come off the motorway. So it's a good thing we stopped. And what's happened, or what we think has happened, is the oil cooler has failed, and then it's just thrown oil from the engine into the coolant system, and so it was just overflowing with oil and dripping everywhere. We'll have to overlay a video because it's horrendous. But then it's 4:00 in the morning at this point, or 3:30. We're in Spain in the middle of nowhere, a bit like, what the fuck should we do? We're absolutely knackered. So we didn't know if we had breakdown cover as part of our insurance because the Spanish insurance is so confusing. And so we're like, right, we just need a couple hours kit. So we put the back seats down. We're trying to get comfy. It was horrendous. Trying to use like high-vis jackets that are under the back seats as a pillow, and it was just so hot and sweaty and disgusting. So we had to open the boot up, but then that would meant that the light would come on. So then we tried to take the light out, but then I burnt myself on that, and it was just chaos. It was carnage. It was just horrendous. Ended up getting about an hour's sleep. Called the insurance up in the morning, and they went, "You've got breakdown cover. You're good. We'll send someone out." And we're like, "How many hours is this going to be?" And they were like, "It's going to be 40 minutes to an hour." Amazing. 2 minutes later, we get a call from the tow truck, and he goes, "Oh, I'm 5 minutes down the road." Turns up, takes us to the garage that we want to go to, and then they go, "Oh, once you've got there, give us a call, and we'll send a taxi to come and pick you up and take you wherever you want to go." Obviously, it can't get to the villa because it's down a mountain track. So we go to my grandparents. We go and get his F-Type. We drive it back down the mountain to go and get the Nissan Patrol that they've got. To go and then take them both up back to the top of the mountain where my grandparents live, to then finally go back to the villa my grandparents were before. And so it took us 24 hours, and it should have taken us like 4.
You had a great holiday.
Yeah, and so then at the garage, it was like, "All right, will you be able to get this fixed? We're here for a week." And they were like, "I can't even start it till the week after next week." So it's just there in Spain waiting to have some work done on it.
Mate, good service though.
Yeah, it was great service from an insurance point of view and recovery. And the only annoying thing is we took all these parts, so we filled our suitcase with parts, put them in the back of this Volvo, took it to this garage, and we're like, "Great, we'll get them to do the oil cooler. Whilst you're there, there's a load of engine mounts in the boot and brake shoes." And they were like, "Oh, sorry, we don't fit other people's parts." We were like, "Oh, for crying out loud." Oh, it was just a nightmare. So that was like,
the airport with them.
Oh, mate, it was a nightmare. So
that's quite funny. Now that's already happened and you're safe.
It wasn't particularly funny at the time, but
no. Oh, especially after traveling, it's just the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, at like 3-4 in the morning.
It's rough. It's rough. Well, hopefully it gets fixed soon. The question was who got to drive the F-Type back and who got stuck with a Patrol.
So I constantly pester my grandfather to drive the F-Type, but because his insurance, again, Spanish insurance is strange. It'll only let you drive being 30 and over.
No, right.
Oh,
so that was gutting. So yeah, Dad drove it back. He was quite happy to drive it.
I bet it was. Yeah, I bet he enjoyed that.
Yeah,
sure.
He was actually more sensible than I thought he was going to be.
Really?
Yeah,
that would be worth an hour's sleep.
Yeah, it would have been if I got to drive.
Yeah. Well, you made it back out alive, mate. You're right.
Indeed.
Exactly. But yeah, I hope the Volvo makes a speedy recovery.
Indeed. Right. Shall I go on to some of these hypothetical questions?
Fire.
Right. So we'll go with Luke answering first, and then we'll follow it with Joe. So a manufacturer hands you the keys to anything in their collection to drive up the hill. What are you choosing and why?
Oh, so hard. I would probably say, honestly, right now, something like the McLaren W1, I think would be insane. Just feeling like what is like the peak of combustion engines these days in terms of speed and performance and handling. I think that would be pretty unbelievable. And then I think something like even just an F1 car, right? Like if I'm allowed to jump in like a V12, I wouldn't know what the hell I'm doing with it. But
that's the problem though, isn't it?
To have that experience of if someone said, "All right, well, like these are the main things you need to know," a quick 5-10 minute roundup and just being able to give it a blast up the hill, I think would just be obviously like, in terms of a once in a lifetime automotive experience, insane. But if we go more realistic, something like a W1 McLaren would be insane.
Yeah, because it's going to be harder to stall that. Imagine if you stall an F1 car in the middle of it. Just be
all aura.
Never live
not
down.
that I've got any anyway, but all just gone completely. Yeah. You'd be all over socials. Look at this guy, this clown trying to drive an F1
car. Yeah, my mind went straight to F1 cars and realised that I wouldn't make it around the first corner. So
that we can't drive. So
if not off the start line. So not an F1 car. Again, maybe I'd make myself look stupid in one of these, but maybe one of the GMA cars. But again, they are right-hand drive manuals, like the stick on the right. Yeah. So I might struggle with that as well. So I think a W1 is a great shout. That or the F80. Not so much because it's a dream car, but more because it's just like the latest innovation in a drivable supercar. So I'd love to see and feel that. But yeah, I probably would be one of the GMA vehicles, just revving one of those V12s
I
out.
thought Luke was going to say that Honda.
Super N.
Honda Super N. Actually, what my left field one, which I just thought about, is give me the beast, mate. Give me the beast. That old thing from like the 1920s. You remember that thing that literally has like 16 exhausts and like 6 flames, and you like change gear out the side of the thing. Give me
You
that,
would-
mate.
You
I
would
just want to
roll
wrestle
that.
it the whole way up.
You would break your neck.
I think if I had to think about it,
Absolutely.
I think I'd end up with the Valkyrie.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad
I
shout.
think the Valkyrie would be quite a thing
Yeah.
to take up.
There's so much choice, isn't there?
Even if I wanted to go something slightly more off the wall, that's not. I mean, the Valkyrie is not necessarily a mass production car as such, but that TWR Tomcat was really cool. That kind
was
of
one of the best sounding cars.
it really was. It really, really
I
was.
can't wait to hear that.
That'd be quite cool as well.
Yeah.
That would be quite cool. On to the next. Kind of a similar question, but I suppose it's not taking up the hill. If you could raid the Goodwood paddock again, what car would you take home? So to actually use and drive at home, but then have as a car.
Go for it, Luke.
Does it have to be somewhat dailyable?
Yeah, I think it has to be somewhat usable. Yeah.
Use them on a day-to-day basis. I mean, I've always been big Ferrari fanboy. If it's not BMW, it's Ferrari. My struggle with Ferrari is I despise most of their new cars.
Yeah.
But if they had like a Pista, or if they're doing as part of their anniversary like a 458 Speciale, I mean, that for me, I mean, my dream car would be a 430 Scuderia. That's like my poster car.
Yeah.
And if they had one, it's like, look, you can just take it and it's yours to keep forever, and it's just a passion car. I think for me, I would naturally have to default to a Ferrari, but anything kind of pre-2021, I would say.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with that.
Mm.
That's a great shout. What about you?
I'm always tempted to go a bit boring and like have something that I could just daily. But that's so boring.
You could daily a GTRS.
Yeah, not wrong. What would I have? I'm tempted by a Pagani. A nice little daily.
Just down,
Aren't we all?
grab a pint of milk in your
Yeah.
Pagani.
Exactly. Maybe like one of the Pagani Huayras, or I can't remember what the new one's called, but that would just be like proper hypercar. Unique. Utopia, that's it. Actually, no, if they had a Zonda, is it like a
Zonda R?
Cinque?
I have a customer that I'm actually going to try and tap up for this weekend. Because I sorted some stuff out for them last week.
You brought them some Autoglims, so let us have a go.
I got them some tire spray to get me in the
They're
paddock.
the only people to road convert a Zonda R.
Wow.
And they did it's Lanzanti.
Bro, that's insane. Okay, yeah.
And they also do obviously the F1 GTR conversions, and they do some cool stuff. But yeah, could you imagine Zonda R road converted?
Pretty outrageous.
That
They have a
would be
boost, don't
mega.
they? They had a stand last year.
Yeah, they had a really nice stand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to tell them to bugger off, but hey, you don't get if you don't ask.
Worth a try.
Yeah. Do you know what I really liked last year that I can't stop thinking about? And I don't know if it's necessarily dailyable, but I'm not known for daily and practical cars. And that's that Chimera
Oh, yeah.
Lancia kind of
Delta Integrale.
Like retro. Yeah.
I really like that. That was seriously
So cool.
such a good
Looks
looking car.
great.
Yeah, you can see the I think there's a V6 engine in the back. See the turbo. Just
That's a good shout, actually. Maybe something like that, or a Singer.
Singer's
Take one of them.
great shout.
Yeah. I can't get enough of them.
What's the one thing you would change about the Festival of Speed?
One thing I'd change. I mean, it's an event that's just been perfected right over the years, and there's a lot of really good. I'm struggling to pick out anything last year that we were like, that's not it. I would say more water filling stations. It's so boring. But do you remember last year? It was like everyone was dying in the sun, and it was like, man, where can we get some water? And then eventually we found it like buried in the urinals with these like gammy taps. I mean, that personally wasn't it. Just as a event enjoyment element. I think from a car racing standpoint, it would be great to get the rally stage a bit better for a spectator. I feel like the hill's great. The paddocks are kind of what they are. I think the rally, like, that would be great if they could like double down on that a bit more and have a big open viewing area of the rally. Because I think you go up there in the woods and you can maybe see like a corner and a bit of a straight, but it's pretty
almost like a rally
away.
cross section, like an open section as part of the thing. That'd be cool.
A mix for sure. And then maybe, I don't think this exists, at least I've never seen it, like some kind of like a drift arena. Like I don't think there's anywhere where they just come around and almost not quite skid pan, but they just...
There is, because they do motorbike stunts on there as well, and they do a bit of drifting, but it's kind of like, do you know where the old F1 paddock bit is? And it's kind of tucked away a bit. It's not all that.
It's just like a car park though, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like doesn't seem like a purpose-built or purpose part of the
There is a little
festival
drift area, but I think it's been like a Jaguar V8 F-Type before.
Yeah. There is. You're right. It's about halfway up the hill. But it's like, it's kind of like figure of eight. Like, I was thinking it would be like you go all in on kind of the like Japanese car culture, like custom drift cars. You have like great music, big stage with like live artists. Like, you lean into that like kind of Forza Horizon-esque element to it, make it more of a like festival and street cars and stuff like that.
That's a good shout.
That would be a really cool addition. I think you just make it a yobbo area, basically. Get me in there. Get me in there with a can of cider.
Anything you change?
The first one is probably again a bit boring like Luke, but like with some of the safety rules in terms of, like when they're doing the U-turn before the start line, the stewards are like saying you can't drift and shit.
Yeah.
I feel like they should just let people do what they need to do as long as it's not going to hurt anyone. I feel like it's not a very safe event as it is, to be fair, but there's just some areas where I feel like they're just really strict for no reason. And I think also to give more public access to actually going up the hill and experiencing the cars, even if that is just like you pay X amount of money or you go into a ballot or something, because the only way to get a passenger ride up the hill is to like know someone, basically, isn't it? Or like be really into the brand.
Like it'd be quite cool if like a certain amount of tickets, so every time you buy a ticket you go into a raffle, and even if it's only 5 people get picked out, you're in with a chance of being able to go as a punter.
I think it's a no-brainer, but obviously it's easier said than done.
I think the main kind of, on a slightly more boring note that I could think of, was there doesn't seem to be any decent method of getting around, especially from the hill to the rally stage. There was this tractor that was taking people up and just getting absolutely caked in dust and dirt. That
was actually one of my points, which was things we didn't do last year that I want to do this year, was get on the trailer and get showered in dust.
It was the people had like waited an hour in this queue to get on this tractor to only get asthma. It was awful.
So good.
It's going to be the same again.
Good.
But I think, especially if you're only there for one day, I think if there's a better method of getting up and down the hill or around the festival, so you can just kind of, because like you say, it was like a 45-minute walk, if not longer, just to get to the next stage of the festival. And it's great and you see a bit, but I think if you're only there for a day, it'd be good to, especially in 30-odd degree heat, but we did get an ice cream halfway up because it was so warm. I think it'd be quite good to get around a bit easier. And the other sort of thing was kind of similar to yours, was a bit more involvement. So it'd be quite cool if there was like a go-kart section where you paid an X amount of money, you get 3 laps, and then you go onto a leaderboard and see if you can post the best lap. And there's just like almost like a mini hill climb, but in go-karts.
Yeah.
That anybody can go and do. Pay X amount of money and you get 3 goes and it goes on the leaderboard. And I think that'd be quite cool.
I agree.
Was there anything
a bit
else?
more hands-on.
Yeah. I'm sure there were some other things, but you've covered some good ones there. I think I've got one last question. And it kind of brings us on to the point we're talking about manufacturer stands. What would you think if Goodwood introduced a manufacturer of the festival award? So every brand would be judged on things like the cars that they bring, hill climb runs, demonstrations, driver appearances, stand design, innovation, fan engagement, kind of overall innovation. And at the end of the weekend or end of the week, one manufacturer is crowned like the winner of Goodwood. So I'd like to encourage all the manufacturers to like go for it as much as they can. It's like fan voted, everybody votes for it.
Yeah.
And so you then have manufacturers competing to give as much as they can to the spectators, whether that be in the form of drifting or making as much noise as possible, or the coolest drives up the hill, or certain involvement you can get on the stand. I think it'd be quite cool to encourage that.
I think it does kind of, in a weird way, it does kind of already happen, because they have a feature brand each year, right, with the statue. So there is an element of that, but I know what you mean. Actually, at the event, what are you doing to be the standout?
That's a paid-for marketing stunt, though, isn't it? Really,
I assume so. Yeah,
it's a commercial thing. Whereas if you have something that is user-led or like customer-led, with the more you give, the more you're going to get the vote from the customer.
The brands would eat that up as well.
I think they would. There's a lot they could do with that.
Yeah, I think it's a flex to the brands, and I think that. I mean, we saw it last year, right? You had the Ferrari stand, which was like hyper exclusive, don't come near us unless you're worth more than 7 figures. And it just gave off like a really, I don't know, just not a welcoming, nice vibe. And it, for me, was a detrimental thing for Ferrari. I'm a massive Ferrari fanboy. I, spoiler alert, do not have more than 7 figures in the bank account, but I'd still love to come onto the stand and explore the cars. So having that attitude of like, anyone who can't afford a car here shouldn't be coming near us, for me was very detrimental. And I think it actually goes against what Goodwood's about. I don't think Goodwood has been set up for, we're here to just like entertain the hyper rich, right? It's an accessible event. It's 60, 70 quid for a day ticket.
For the people.
You've got families there, you've got kids. It's an event that is set up to be aspirational and welcoming for everybody. So I think that actually one that I thought about when you were talking about, Tom, was like the Porsche stand last year, which we only saw as we were walking out. But basically all these stands had these hyper modern abstract stands with people dressed looking really smart. You got to the Porsche stand and it was like this teepee tent that was set up like a beach side bar. They had like a DJ playing.
It was cool.
There was like a GT3 parked on like a tweed rug. Like it was just cool. It was like laid back and people were just sat there drinking and just chilling out. And I was like, this is what it should be more like. This is
that
a welcoming space.
And the field that they were like on the edge of, they had the entire field. So if you had a Porsche of any, you could have an old 986 Boxster, a clapped out one that you bought for £1,000 off eBay. It doesn't matter. You're a Porsche owner. You can go in that car park and you feel part of the brand.
As a Porsche owner, you'd be all over it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's community. It's like if I was a Porsche owner, I'd love to be there and just honestly just hang out all day. And I think also each stand can have its own programming, right? Like if you go to, I don't know, the Ferrari stand, there might then be a talk from Charles Leclerc on the Sunday where there's like a Q&A session. There might be a time simulator shootout, another out. Like give people reason to come visit your stand at certain times.
They could milk it so hard. They could build so much brand loyalty. I think they're missing a trick there.
And it just builds the timetable for the festival. Like they have the hill climb and the stuff they do at the festival, but actually just giving the brand owners a bit of free rein and saying, we want you to create your own mini festivals on your sites. Doing the work for you. So I think if I was given the reins, I'd say, how can we maximize the experience, not just up the hill and in the surrounding areas, but actually in the individual paddocks and having different zones.
I like it.
It's almost like you used to be an event manager.
It's almost like this was my job in the past life.
It kind of still is.
That was an event. I remember being like, back in my events days, I was like, I'd love to work at Goodwood. Like to be given the reins to that event, it's just everything that's up your street, right? So yeah, would have been awesome.
I literally can't wait, guys.
It's going to be so good. One I just had as just a flag is, if anyone hasn't been to Goodwood who might be listening, I think one of the most underrated things is just walking around the performance parking. I think we loved that last year. Like it's separate out from the festival. You have to kind of walk out just a little bit, but it's basically just where people just pull up in their own cars. And I think actually in terms of seeing variety and in terms of seeing things that you would just like see on the road, everyday cars, we had an awesome time walking around, judging cars, pointing out underrated cars that we would potentially want. So I think I'm just again looking forward to roaming around
as well, didn't it? Like you see certain cars and you think, I wouldn't have thought to spec that car in that way, but actually that really works. And there was like loads of talking points as you went around.
You do get all the best cars coming out at Goodwood, don't you? And just like, I love just driving there and you just see the odd car that you like, they're defo going Goodwood.
I can't believe I almost forgot about this. One of the other, it's got to be top 3, if not top 5 highlights, was when we drove out. Mate. And we just came out the junction and a Jesco just went past. And then we followed it for what, half an hour, 40 minutes?
£3 million.
It was just the most ridiculous thing. I've never felt like such a child again. It was unbelievable.
It was a
Chase it, chase
simultaneous scream, wasn't it, from all of us?
It's going to be hard to top this year.
Mega.
That was, by the way, after I'd taken my handbrake off when I was halfway up the road.
Yeah.
Doing 50. I don't know if you remember that. I think I was suffering from the 2 pints I'd had throughout the day and then a bit of heat stroke. And I was like, oh, my handbrake's still on and I'm flooring in sport mode. So I'm still not sure how that happened. Might need to get the garage to check that out. But that's another thing I'm looking forward to this year is not driving because Joe is taking up the mantle. We're going in the M2 and Tom, we can get hammered, mate.
Buzzing.
Go for it, boys. Yeah, I'll bring a bucket in the car.
Also, you've got no excuse, Joe, because you're there on Thursday, so you can have your big summer blowout on Thursday.
All right, yeah. I've got to drive back Thursday and all though.
That's true.
What I was going to say, yeah, it's going to be quite a pinch yourself moment driving the M2 there because last year I had the Z4 and that's when I was just starting to look at potential upgrades.
Yeah.
And the M2 was obviously well up there. And I was just thinking to myself last time, I was like, I just can't wait to potentially be here next year with an M2. So that's going to feel really good. I can't wait to take you boys down as well. So very excited for that. Luke, do you want to fire us your dream car garage that you bigged up to me?
Well, yeah, don't get too excited.
I'm looking forward to it. Is this the first time we've had anybody other than us do the dream car garage?
It is.
So no pressure.
I'm truly honored. I mean, I have listened to, I think, every episode you guys have published. So I've got a good gist of how this thing goes. So I'll create a bit of a narrative here. I followed the two bosses' instructions, which is it needs to be Goodwood themed. Tom, I was worried you were about to nab it with some of your questions, but I think actually it's its own thing. So here we go. So the ditch finders, which today I am part of as part of this question, they've made it. They've hit the big time. So you guys have, exceeded all expectations, millions of subscribers. You're now one of the influential talking figures in the automotive landscape. As part of you guys making it, Goodwood have reached out to you and they've offered you complimentary VIP passes to this year's event with one manufacturer of choice. So there's one manufacturer who you're going to be able to pick and you're going to be able to be on their stand. You're going to be able to go up the hill in some of their cars. So they're giving you the full experience because they want to impress the ditch finders and they want the ditch finders to talk about how great their new shitty EV cars are going to be. So that's the first part of the question is there's a manufacturer who's going to host you. So who do you want that to be? The second part of the question is as part of the offer, the manufacturer is going to give you one car with 4 seats to drive the boys down to the event, right? So it has to have 4 seats. The 3 of us are getting into this car. But once we are leaving the event, because we're there on the Sunday, the last day, they will then give us 3 identical cars, which can be 2-seaters, to drive home in as a convoy. So just to recap, there's a manufacturer who's hosting us. We have to pick a 4-door car from them, which we're driving down to the event in. And then on the way home, we get 3 identical cars, which we can then convoy back in. So I've had a bit of time to think about it. So do you want me to fire away with mine and maybe give you a bit of
please do. That'd be good. Give me a
great
second.
Question, mate.
It's a fantastic question.
There's a few different elements to it, so I thought I'd get the thoughts going.
Warm us up.
Mine would be Koenigsegg, and I would come down in the Jumeirah. I just think as 4-door cars, 4-seat cars go, one of the best, if not the best car out there at the moment. And then purely on the vibes from last year alone, having 3 Yescos to cruise back in, preferably Yesco Attack, would be an insane way to spend the day.
Cheeky.
Not to be cheeky, we'll have 3, please. But also, I just feel as well like the other element to this is what's the booth like? And I remember just Koenigsegg's booth last year was just like plushed out. Is in a nice area just below like the pre-area where the cars will come out. So I think Koenigsegg would give you a pretty insane experience throughout the day. So that's my choice.
That's great. Great shout again. Yeah.
Really good shout, that.
Do you want me to go next, Tom?
Go for it.
You're going through the brands at the moment.
I'm just having a look, yeah.
It's so easy to go there, but the first brand that comes to me is Porsche. What Ford 4-seat car would we take down there is the question. I don't think we want to go down in a 911. It's going to be a bit snug in the back. So maybe the car going down there isn't going to be quite as exciting. No, I can't do that. Dare I say it? A Taycan Turbo. Just to
Not a
try
bad
it out.
shout. Yeah.
Everyone
I
will be
like
comfy.
Taycans. I think they're cool. I think as
Yeah.
electric cars go, I'd have either that or an e-tron. I've always been a fan of the Taycans.
Fuck it. We'll give a Taycan Turbo a go. Test it out. Everyone will be comfy on the way down, nice and quiet. And then on the way back, 3 identical cars. This very much excites me. The thought of us driving one of these cars. So it would have to, especially with the weather, mate. I'm gonna say 3 911 GT3 SCs,
Sick.
brand new.
Sick.
Like that. I like that a
Bad
lot.
day to be the M1.
I came up with a couple of brands in my mind, and I was thinking Aston Martin. You could go down in the new DBX 707S, and then you have your choice whether it be the DB12 Advantage or what's the other one they've got at the moment? DB12 and the Advantage and the DBS.
Okay.
So you got your choice of sports cars then. We could have one each. It'd be mega. But I don't know. I didn't quite hit right. And then I thought, actually, it would be really, really fun. Is if we went down in a GR Yaris, because that'd be hilarious. You go down some of the backcountry roads and we're all stuck in one of them. And we'd just have a proper laugh. And then you get in the new GR GT
Yeah.
to come back. Maybe one of us in like an LFA concept. It'd be pretty sick.
3 of them together would be chaos.
It'd be
We
mental.
just got Forza Horizon soundtrack just on repeat.
Yeah. And
Sick.
then what I actually landed with, which I think would just be the ultimate experience, would be to go down in the new Urus and then have Revueltos. I think that'd just be nuts.
Yeah. Next level.
Yeah, it's so
Next level.
simple, but it's so effective.
The noise of the V12 screaming. as we
Euro's
hit.
performante on the way down as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think
would
that'd be quite
cool.
good.
Pretty
That's
insane.
what
And
I
those
landed on.
Revueltos are raved about, right? People love them. It seems everyone
Yeah.
who drives them
Mm.
say they're it's like the ultimate like supercar these days. So
I think it's got the best of both worlds. It's got the kind of crazy V12 that kind of feels old and agricultural in many ways, but then it's got this twin clutch gearbox. It's hybrid. It's modern. It works. It's smooth.
Why don't you upgrade it to a Phenomeno? 3 Phenomenos. Fuck it.
Mainly because I can't say it.
Yeah, you wanted to.
boys, there's a big one we missed off, and that's Goodwood's all about chasing your dreams, and I'm there to build my dreams, mate. Let's get in the EVs, mate. Give us a couple of EVs there and back. Hit me up,
Little
boys.
Denza.
I just got to reach out on WeChat just to get the invite sorted.
Get your VPN from China.
Absolutely, mate. Gotta
I
be
think
done.
the most interesting thing is that we didn't mention Ferrari once.
Just telling.
Oh, just are they gonna have the what's it? I don't. It's so pointless. I don't even know the name of it. The electric car, the new one.
Luce?
Luce.
They must do, surely.
You
I
would
think it's
imagine
gonna be.
so.
I think they said it's gonna be on the
Either
stand,
that
at
or
least
they're just going to
static.
save themselves from being roasted. Do you reckon that's going to be
Exactly.
like the Ioniq 6 drift going up? It's just going to be tragic.
Man, it sucks. It sucks so bad.
But the thing is, that's the same target audience as this new Jag, right?
Yeah, and the rest. Yeah.
Definitely not
It's
us.
just bad. It's just outright a bad car. Can't justify it. But again, well, I was going to say we'll go look at it, but if it was anything like last year, sorry boys, you can't come see the Luce. I haven't got enough
Shame.
money. Yeah, I'll say all right, mate. No worries.
We'll be walking over and they'll be like, "Do you guys want to come have a look?" We're like, "No, thanks."
Yeah,
Yeah.
You'll pass the time this year.
We're off to BYD, mate.
BYD. It's where it's at. New Denza sports car.
We're going to go see the
That's
new
funny.
Dacia Duster, thanks.
There you go. I think this is our longest episode for a long time
I think it might be.
because you're a chatterbox, he's a chatterbox, but it's been a good conversation.
It's been
Perfect
epic.
combination.
I actually think it's a really nice way to build up to Goodwood.
Yeah, I'm
So I'm getting
buzzing
even
for it.
more excited now after this. So
Yeah, I was pumped, and then like just talking about it now and reminiscing on all the small things that happened last year that you don't plan for. You know, for example, the Yesco on the way home and everything that happened in between. Yeah, I'm looking forward to another amazing day at Goodwood. Pack your sun cream, boys. It's going to be a hot one.
I
Yeah.
think everything's just elevated slightly as well. I mean, last time to then upgrade to like the M2, going down on the M2,
Yeah,
just elevates it again. And the fact that
England game the night before.
England game, we're going to go out, we're going to have a bit of paddle on
Jake's not
Saturday.
going.
Yeah,
Jake's not going.
Jake,
This is
you
great.
motherfucker. Oh, so good. He's not coming.
Oh, mate, that kills me.
Did he have
Cut
good
that out.
reason?
I don't want him.
Did he have a good
I
excuse?
don't want him to know that. So cut that out.
He's
have
going
better
on
time.
holiday, I think, next week.
Oh,
so-
okay, fine. We'll let him off. He can buy us our tickets next year to make up for it.
He can.
Deal. I hope he listens to this.
Okay, we'll call it there then, to save our Wi-Fi and my editing.
Yeah, man.
Luke, thanks for joining us, mate. You've been a very good guest. Dare I say it, better than either of us. So you'll
I
be,
think that's pretty conclusive.
yeah, you'll be coming back onto the podcast. I'm afraid you've been
Be
too
a
good.
regular. No,
Yeah.
I appreciate it, boys. Thank you for the invite. It's been awesome previewing Goodwood with you gents. And to be honest, I don't get too many options to talk about cars these days. Not many of my colleagues are into cars or my other friends. So it's nice to have this forum just to
Yeah.
Well, let's
just to
get you
chat
back
about
on,
them and
man.
just-
maybe
and
we
just
should
reel it
do. Maybe we should do a debrief after Goodwood. Do a Goodwood
Absolutely.
debrief.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'd be very, very
Yeah.
keen. Yeah, for sure. What I would say though is when you said last week on the pod that you can't have your younger brother having a faster car than you, I thought I'm gonna have to cancel my appearance. Like I'm exactly in this bucket, man. Especially now
Tom.
with my mini countryman.
You and Tom both.
Mate, I was actually fuming.
Fine. I'll get in
Good
the
luck,
lifting
great,
it
bro.
on Sunday, so I can't complain.
We're all elevating each other, right?
Yeah, mate.
It's all part of
Exactly.
it. Well, the
Well, the
road
first
is
thing I was
getting
looking at-
bankrupt.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to this weekend, but I think one of the objectives should be for Luke to have viewings or at least some kind of
Get some
like
appointments.
order form for like an
Yeah.
M4 competition. That's the plan. The objective at
That's
the end of
our
the
challenge.
weekend,
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
challenge is to get, I don't think it's going to be too hard. After the full day of Goodwood,
Yeah.
he's going to want to buy a car.
Get you on
It
a
shows-
60-month contract you can't get out of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 900 quid a month. But it shows how fickle we are. I mean, I think it was Joe, you got your M2 and then we went to Caffeine and Machine and I saw an M4 competition in that like sunburst orange. And I've just like, for the next like 2 weeks was just Auto Trader. Just, all right, how much is it? How much would I need to save up for? When can I buy
Dangerous.
one? It's just dangerous. So my car's doing me good for now, but I think we're already starting to get a few ideas of what we might get next, because I can't help but feel the same fear that you boys fear, which is got to get our combustion engines now, boys. Some of those
That's it,
dream
innit?
cars got to tick it off.
It's so true.
It really
But
is.
we
And I
shall
think,
see.
and we I think unanimously agree that that kind of 2015 to 2018 is like such a sweet spot. And those cars are now coming down in price or to a price point where they're actually attainable. And it's so much car for the money, I think.
Mm.
On that note, I'm going to go dream about a car I can't afford.
Cheers,
Get
dude.
on
That was
trail.
awesome.
Yeah, appreciate it, boys. Thanks for having me on. Had a
Nice.
blast, and for sure, debrief, count me in. Would be great to join
We'll
you.
see you on Saturday.
See you there. And thank you everyone for watching.
Ciao.
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 Cheers, Luke.